Our next inductee is Burt Blackwell. Burt was a linebacker, and a very good one. I talked to Eddie Bliss the other day. He told me he taught you everything you did, that you were, you know. Earl Downing is one of my friends from high school, and he knows Burt very well. Burt used to hang out with Earl's brother, George, who's here, rooting for Burt. And Earl's going to make a couple comments about, Earl's going to make some comments about Burt.
And I'll keep it as short as I can, Gary. I'll be mildly upset if I take a tranquilizer dart at the 1 minute mark, because this is important what I'm going to say. For Burt to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, he's earned it with his performance on the field here for 1 year, really, at College of San Mateo. But what it's really about is what CSM has put out into the world through Burt. Is him being into the Hall based on his playing career is like Bill Walsh making the Hall for his receiver years at San Jose State. Burt's a legend in San Diego as a coach, 30 years, and he could have coached at any level, really, but he selected specifically high school, and not just that, but the JV team. And he did this, according to Burt, for really 3 reasons. One, that was the age when the athletes were really the most susceptible to good coaching and to learn to play the game right. And 2, it was the time of their lives when they could really learn to love the game the most. And the 3rd reason, and this is the protector and nurturer in Burt, which is pervasive in him, that is that this is the age when dreams die and reality hits. And the kid finds out that he's not Y.A. Tittle. And maybe he's not even Dan Fouts. And Burt was there to nurture and protect and help these kids adjust to who they really were and to inhabit the world successfully as those particular people. He had an incredibly successful program over 30 years. Undefeated seasons, everybody played, did it right, and everybody had a nickname. Burt, to this day, will still have grown men, and now old men, come up to him on the street and say, "Coach, it's Vanilla Ice. Coach, this is Cecil B. DeMille. Coach, it's Crusher." And they just had an absolute ball playing for him. They adored him and would do whatever he asked. Practices were spirited, passionate, and safe, both physically and psychologically. So if we could track the threads of all of the athletes that passed through that one magical year with Burt Blackwell, you know, it's got to be a number in the thousands. What an enormous heap of good that College of San Mateo has put out there via Burt Blackwell into the world. So I'm going to get on a high horse here and speak on behalf of the world and say, thank you, Burt.
Thanks, Earl. Burt, as a linebacker, not as a coach, going back in time to when you put on your helmet and hit the field, what are some of the main yeah, there he is. What are some of the outstanding moments that you remember from your career playing at College of San Mateo and then at San Diego State?
Well, thank you. Thank you, Earl. But one of my best memories right here at San Mateo is actually not playing, but how I actually ended up coming here. I played at Menlo Atherton High School for Ben Parks, very flamboyant coach, and we were done with the season, and a gentleman came down from College of San Mateo named Coach Tolner to talk to a bunch of seniors like myself who were interested in playing college football, and we sat in this little counselor's office, and I was so impressed with Ted Tollner as a football coach, and as just a man who was just so nice and sincere about football that I thought, man, maybe I should give San Mateo a shot. I wasn't getting scholarship offers. I was, 5'10" and 190 pounds, and so I thought that would be a good idea. And so they arranged a day for me to come up and visit the school. So I come up and visit the school, and lo and behold, first person I meet here is Tom Carlo, who played football back here in 1970 and 71. And we went to the center. I don't think, it was certainly not this, but we went and we had a bulldog burger, which I thought was delicious. And Tom just talked to me about football here at San Mateo. And I had this desire that I needed to go on to a four-year college out of high school like a lot of kids do. And so I was talking to Tom, and I said, well, is it okay to live at home and go to college? He goes, yeah, I don't have a problem living at home. And I said, really? I said, well, I don't have a problem living at home either. So I think CSM is the best fit for me. And it just turned out to be the absolute best choice I ever could have made. And played for some fantastic coaches like Coach Tollner and Steve Schaefer, who both went on to have college and professional coaching careers. So that way, I was just really, really lucky to be here.
Well, Burt, Earl touched on a number of themes that were involved in one of my questions. So I want to ask you, since you were involved in so much coaching, what are some of your guiding principles? What did you take from CSM, from San Diego State, from Tollner and Schaefer, and who were the guys that were your guides, and what were some of your principles as a coach?
Well, it all started back in Pop Warner for the Menlo Park Lions. In the 7th grade, I have two friends of mine that are here tonight, Pat Tittle and George Downing. We all went out for Pop Warner together. Never really played tackle football with gear on, although we were tackling each other all the time, either on a trampoline at the proctor's house or in the backyard or somewhere. And so, I started in Pop Warner and then went to Menlo Park High School and played. And then when I came here, the coaching was just fantastic. And I just loved football. I just loved everything about it. And I was in the 8th grade in study hall. I'd be diagramming our Pop Warner plays on my binder underneath the assignment we were supposed to be doing. And I just really kind of liked the technical aspect of football, the blocking, all that kind of stuff. And it was a lot simpler back then. But I learned as a freshman in high school that you could have humor. You could have fun in football because we had a very funny coach named Bill Whitaker who had funny stories from Missouri. And here's a bunch of us 9th graders just listening to these stories from an older guy from the Midwest. And he made football fun. We were laughing and having a good time, learning the basics. And so then I continued through MA with a good coach. And then when I got here to San Mateo, I just realized how good the coaching was and the reason we were so successful. And my freshman year, I was 3rd string linebacker, but by the time the season started, I was able to work my way into the starting lineup. And then we just had this tremendous run that year in 1971. And our school and Chabot were both 7-0. And we had a big game over there and ended up winning. And so we were 8-0 that year, nationally ranked. And I was just part of this process that I'd never experienced before. And so it's just competing at a really high level, even though I know it's junior college, but for me it was just the best of anything I could have done. And I just kept in mind those traits of the coaches that I had, to keep things fun, be intelligent when you're on the field, don't waste time at practice, just get things done, and just enjoy the whole process and make sure everyone can contribute the best that they can.
Well, Burt, you certainly learned your lessons well. You went to San Diego State. You became an all-conference linebacker there. You moved from inside to outside. Earl told me he saw you play one time, and no one gained a yard coming your way because you shut down the whole side of the field. Burt Blackwell, I congratulate you on being inducted into the College of San Mateo Bulldog Athletic Hall of Fame.